Hey, what's up, you guys? So, I am quite drunk, and I hope I don't regret this video when I sober up. But yeah, I was planning on doing this video a lot sooner, and but the books I've ordered are taking forever to come in. So I was like, the hell with it. I'll just shoot a video, and I'm probably gonna have to make a part two to this anyway, because I've got so many damn books since I last made uh, a book haul video. So yeah, and I'm very proud of myself. I finally did my first ever unhaul, but I didn't film it. And I got rid of 89 books. So I went through all my books and I'm like, what am I what do I need to get rid of? Like, am I ever gonna read this book? And I was just going through every one of my books and asking myself, am I ever gonna read it, or does it mean anything to me? And the answer was no. That shit was gone. So I got rid of 89 books, and I'm very proud of myself because ever since I started collecting books, like, I've just never got rid of them, and they've been like stacking up and stacking up and stacking up. So now when I do um, a book haul video or a book haul, I don't have to feel so bad about just getting more books, and because I was starting to have a problem where I didn't know where to put them, and I had to just keep stacking them up on top of each other. So now, yeah, I've got a lot of room. So I'm looking at all the books I have beside me, and I might have to make a part two. There's a lot, like a lot, probably more than 20. So yeah, uh, might have to make a part two. So I guess I'll start out with the book that I just got done reading just right before this video, um, which is Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. He takes like ancient stories from Norse mythology and just kind of tells them as accurately as he can. And so there's a few stories in here about Odin and Thor and Loki, and you might know them from Marvel movies, but they're really really old. So if you only know them from Marvel, they're actually Marvel actually took them from an old religion that the Vikings used to believe in. So yeah, really liked it, really enjoyed it. It's like um, it's like Neil Gaiman took Thor and Loki from the Marvel movies and put them into this book because they felt similar, especially Loki, and really like Loki in this book. He's just really clever and kind of he's a troublemaker and like a prankster, so it's fun to read about him. Really good book. I really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. Especially Neil Gaiman. Like, Neil Gaiman's a very good writer. I've been collecting several of his books here recently. I've got about 10 of them so far. So next, I don't know where to put this book. Everything is right here, so I don't really have anywhere to put any more books. And I don't want to have to stack it on top of something and then move it again. Uh, Here's a book that I'm really happy that I have now. I've been wanting it for a while, ever since it came out, and I think it came out in like didn't it come out in like 2018 or something like I don't know. But it's George R. R. Martin's newest book, Fire and Blood. And ever since I've been watching the TV show Game of Thrones, I've been wanting to know more about the Targaryens. And this book is all about them and their history. And I'm really happy uh, and excited to read it soon or whatever. I don't know. I got a lot of books planned, so I don't know when I'll eventually get around to it, but when I do, I can't wait to read it. So I have 5 more Neil Gaiman books. And Nancy Boys. Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if I got that wrong. But I'm quite drunk, so I'll just blame it on my drunkenness. I got Neil Gaiman and Terry Pratchett, Good Omens. I've heard great things about this book. Neverwhere. The Graveyard Book. And The Ocean at the End of the Lane. And I'll probably be reading at least these two next, The Graveyard Book and The Ocean at the End of the Lane. I'm planning on reading them probably in the next few days. So I don't know where to go next. So I've been hearing good things about this book, and it just came out, I think, last year. Children of Blood and Bone. It's fantasy, and I love fantasy, and it's by it's a lot different. It doesn't take place in the medieval days. It takes place well, it might, but it takes place in a different culture, not European medieval times. It's somewhere else. That's really all I know about the book. So yeah, I can't wait to read that, because like as much fantasy as I read, a lot of it takes place in the medieval times, or medieval Europe or whatever, and I'm happy to read something else, because that's kind of getting old, just reading about that same setting or that same day and time over and over and over again for fantasy. So this would be a nice change up. Next, I have book 1 in the Dresden Files, Stormfront. So I wanted to get into more Douglas Adams, so I got The Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul. Know nothing about it, so if you recommend it, let me know in the comments, because I'll bump this up my list of what I'll read next. So I wanted to start getting into some more mysteries, so I got The Opening Night Murder by Anne Rutherford. I know nothing about the author or nothing about her books, so hope it's good. So next I got The Secret Garden, which is a classic, and I've heard good things about this. But when I bought this book, it's the abridged version for like teens or younger adults. And when I see other people talk about this book on YouTube, their books are really thick. So that's why I think I've got the abridged version, because this is really thin. So that sucks, but oh well. So I have here another Terry Pratchett book, and it is Hogfather, and it's where death takes place, or takes Santa Claus' place, and does his thing. He rides a sleigh and delivers presents. So I thought that was cool, and I wanted to buy it. So next I have The Dark Tower Companion by Bev Vincent, and I've actually talked to this author. He's a part of the Dark Tower group on Facebook. Pretty cool guy. So I really like the movie Sling Blade, and I found the screenplay at a thrift store, so I had to get it. Now this book was recommended to me by one of my subscribers, Doc Creed, and it is Lonesome Dove. And I found this at my old library in my hometown, and they had 3 books in one. Lonesome Dove was the first one, and I got it for $3. So I was like, hell yeah, that's cool. So I got a series that I really want to get into soon, and it is the Kingkiller Chronicles. I have book 1, The Name of the Wind. Book 2, The Wise Man's Fear. And the novella, The Slow Regard of Silent Things. So I found another Dark Tower comic book, this one being from the Gunslinger series. So I invested into another series, a fantasy series, by Melanie Ron, and I've got the Dragon Prince, book 1, 2, and 3, and I believe this series that I'm about to show you now is like a spin-off to that one, Dragon Prince. But she wrote another trilogy called Dragon Star, and I have book 1, 2, and 3 of that trilogy. So I'm excited to jump into this one too. I know nothing about it, and ever since like I passed up the Wheel of Time when I first seen it in a thrift store, and I regretted to buy it. I mean, I have all the books now, so but when I first had the opportunity to buy it, I didn't, and when I found out more about that series and I went back to buy those books, they were gone. So I'm scared to make that mistake again. So every time I see, like when I go to a thrift store and I see that they have like a lot of books to a fantasy series, like I jump on it and I buy them, and then I just replace the books that I'm missing, and because I don't know like if they're going to be really really good or not. And I tried to look up like what they're about while I'm there and see if they have good ratings, and if they do, I buy them. Like I don't buy every series that I come across. That's not what I'm trying to say, but if they have good ratings, I'll buy them just in case I may like them, because I don't want to regret it. If I'm gonna get like 5 or 6 books in a series of like 10, I might as well get them while I'm there, if the ratings are good. So yeah, and the ratings were good on her books, so I decided I'd get them. So next I have the first trilogy in the Shannara series. I believe that's what it's called. I don't know. By Terry Brooks. So I have book 1, book 2, and book 3, and I have the prequel. So as far as I know, like he's wrote more books in this series, but I don't know, it's hard to explain. This is just the first trilogy, and as far as I know, you don't have to read beyond this first trilogy if you don't want to, but you can. There's more books available if you want to go beyond that. But yeah, I'm gonna try out the series, so that's why I bought the trilogy. I got, I think, I got the prequel and book 3 from a thrift store, and so I found out it was just a trilogy, so I wound up buying book 1 and book 2 off of eBay. So yeah, I'm planning on getting around to that soon and trying out the series and seeing if I liked it. I hear it's like Lord of the Rings, so if you like Lord of the Rings, you may like this series. So I have some more classics, and I should have put Secret Garden with these, but I don't know. All my books are just scattered out, so I'm just kind of picking what's closest to me. But yeah, I should have put Secret Garden with these. But yeah, I got the Three Musketeers. I have Moby Dick, which I've never read, and it is very thick, and that was surprising to me. I didn't know this book would be so thick. Like, what all do you need to say about hunting a damn whale and trying to kill it? Like, I don't know why it's so thick. I got another classic here, Little Women, that is abridged, is thin, and I think the original is like thick. I don't know, I could be wrong about that, but yeah, it's for young adult. So if I like these books, I'll probably replace them and get the original, or I might not even read them and just get rid of them and get the original for for adults or whatever. Next, I have an Ernest Hemingway book, The Sun Also Rises, and Oliver Twist by Charles Dickens. So yeah, that's my classics, and we just have a few more books. I thought this video was going to be extremely long, but not really. I'm almost done. So before we get off the topic of classics, I'm gonna throw this one in there because this book is old, and I don't know if it's considered a classic, but The Wrinkle in Time, or A Wrinkle in Time. I picked that one up because the movie just came out not that long ago, and it wasn't well received because I watch a lot of damn movie reviews off of every damn movie that comes out. So the movie reviews I seen of the movie wasn't that good. But I wanted to read the book and that it's based on, and see if it was good. And I happened to see it at a thrift store, so I just picked it up. And so yeah, I don't know if it's a classic, so I just threw it in there just in case. So I almost forgot a book. I just remembered, and I had to go and run and get it. So it almost didn't make this video, but Linwood Barclay is one of my favorite authors. Him and Stephen King and R.L. Stine was the first three authors that I started reading when I first started reading, like when I was maybe 16, like avidly reading. So I found a book that I didn't have of his at Second Charles, so I picked it up. No Safe House. And yeah, I love him. And I've read like a lot of his books, and just, you know, I get entertained. So far I haven't read a bad book by him. So yeah, I really like it. I really like his writing. So speaking of favorite authors, I got another book by one of my favorites, Brandon Sanderson, Calamity. And so yeah, this is book 3 in the Beyonder series, and I have book 1 and now book 3, so I need to get book 2, so I have the whole trilogy. So we are down to the last 2 books, and yeah, I wanted to say these for last. Well, I don't know why I wanted to say them for last, but yeah, they're last. And all right, I watch a lot of like book reviews, and just I subscribe to a lot of booktubers here on YouTube. I love watching people talk about books. Like that's what I do a lot. And if I'm not making YouTube, or if I'm not reading or studying or writing, I'm watching people talk about books on YouTube or movies. Like I love that. And a lot of booktubers I watch highly talk about 3 authors that I hear constantly, and that is Leigh Bardugo, Sarah J. Maas, and Cassandra Clare. So I was like, damn, like I'm hearing a lot of people talk about these 3 authors very highly, and I'm like, I'm gonna try one out. So when I was at Second and Charles not that long ago, not even a week ago, I happened to sell my 89 books at Second Charles, and I got credit. So I was like, okay, I can't find anything, so I'm gonna spend my credit on a Leigh Bardugo book, and I wound up getting 2 of them. So I got Six of Crows, which I've heard a lot of damn good things about. Every one of those booktubers I watch, well, not every one of them, but almost every one of them talks highly about Six of Crows. And I got Shadow and Bone, which is a part of the Grisha trilogy. And I didn't know it until after I bought these books that some of the characters from the Grisha trilogy appears in Six of Crows. And if I would have known that, I would have just got book 2 in the Grisha trilogy instead of getting Six of Crows. I would have just saved that for later. But I wound up getting them. And so yeah, I can't wait to read those soon too. Got a lot of damn books I can't wait to get to. And what I've been doing, I have a new way I've been reading books now. I used to read about 50 to 60 pages a day. I've upped it to 100 or 150 now. And the reason why I can do that is because of the audiobooks I listen to. I've been listening to my audiobooks on double speed, so I've been getting done with books very, very quickly. So I've been reading a lot of books here recently, a lot quicker than I normally would have. And I can't read like that on my own. I'm a very, very slow reader. And so there's no way in hell I could do that on my own. But yeah, I've been getting through a lot of damn books. So I should get to these in no time. Not all of them, but the ones I mentioned that I can't wait to get to, I should get to them pretty quick. I've been getting through like 500-page books in just a few days. Now, I can't just sit there and read a book nonstop. That's one thing I wish I could do that I see other YouTubers do. They can sit there and read a 500-page book in one damn setting, and I don't see how the hell they can fucking do that. I just can't sit there that long, and I'm not that quick of a reader. If I listen to audiobooks long enough, I start to get that damn headache, and I can't even do that in long periods of time. So there's just nothing I could do about reading a book for a few days. I wish I could read them quicker, but yeah, like I said, there's nothing I could do about it. I've tried, and I get massive headaches, and I just can't do it. But yeah, so this was my drunken book haul. I hope you liked it. And if you're curious about what I'm drinking, it's actually my favorite alcoholic beverage that I've ever had, which is Green Apple Smirnoff. I fucking love it. I haven't had anything else that I really like drinking. Now, I don't do this often. I'm not a damn drunk. It's rare when I do drink, but when I do, it's Green Apple Smirnoff. I like to enjoy drinking. I don't drink beer because it's just not for me. It's fucking gross, and it takes me so long to drink it that I just don't get drunk from beer. And so yeah, I can gulp this down no problem. And it usually takes me the whole 6-pack to really feel drunk, but I kind of do now. But anyway, yeah, enough about my drinking. That's my books, and I did watch Captain Marvel. I was going to make a review on it the day it came out. I went to go see it, and I was going to make a video on it. But there's so much controversy surrounding that movie that I just didn't want to really make a video at the time, because whether I like it or not, I knew I would probably get hate over it, and I was just like, fuck it, I don't really want to do it. But if you guys do want to see my review on Captain Marvel, I will make one if you want it. But yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. But yeah, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys later. I completely forgot about this book, so yeah, Spider-Man, got the novel. Yeah.